Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the GenX-Men. We are those said men. We have Mr. Matt Garnis and
Hey,
Mr. Eric Price and Mr. Dylan Bolin, and my name is Bill. We are friends for 30 plus years. We were comedians together for many decades, and we decided we really like talking to each other, so we figured we'd start a podcast like everybody else. And I'd like to push back on Eric Price from last week in his intro. He said that we're kind of get off our lawn, and I want to invite you all to get on my lawn. Come to my lawn. You can be on my lawn. Not so grumpy, Eric. Not so
Okay. You have so many frogs on your lawn.
I do have a lot of fun.
I couldn't believe how many frogs. And I was like, oh my God, how do you mow it without like just knowing that you
Carefully.
are killing all the Kermits?
I really do try hard to not. If I
Fuck.
see one, I stop, but I move it out of this. But there is a lot of them, yeah. I have a topic I'd like to talk about today, but before we get that, has anybody seen on any of your social media feeds these, like, it's that
Steam
Goo Goo
files?
Doll song, and it's like some older person, and they go, "What do I tell my kids I was like in the '90s?" And then they show clips of them, and it's all of them looking really hot, and it's always famous people. And I'm like, "What do you tell your kids, Winona Ryder? That you were fucking Winona Ryder in the '90s?
Yeah.
That's what you tell them." So, but it's all women. I saw a guy do it. Have you seen any men do this? I saw a guy, and it was fucking Fred Durst from. What is that band?
No, Limp
Limp
Bizkit.
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
come on.
Oh, that's corn. That's corn. Equally awful. Equally awful. Sorry.
But you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those commercials? Or
Yes,
not commercials?
No, not in
whatever they
commercials.
are.
That's
I mean,
all
they're
right.
self-commercials, I guess.
Sure. No, like they're all over TikTok. They're all over TikTok. What's funny though is like there are so many videos of like, would you date me even though I'm this? And it's like, you're a fucking model. Are you really asking that question? Or do you just need like 1,000 sad sack men being like, I date you? And then what's great is they don't respond. I like going to the comment section and just looking at all the sad sacks that are like, here's my social security number. Like just been desperate for their attention. She won't respond to any of them. It's amazing. Oh, it's so sad.
Well, the engagement is what amplifies her signal. So of course she's asking that. Leave it in the comment. Well, I mean, we do the same thing. We want people to leave something in the comments as well. So, I mean, would you date me?
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see this thick, girthy dick?
Sell it.
All right.
My farts don't stink really bad.
Selling points both. Really,
Yeah.
selling points both.
It's a family show.
That's some serious clickbait and tackle right there.
It's a thirst trap for sure.
All right.
I
Well,
think-
what I wanted to talk about on this episode was I've been thinking about where we're at in the world in 2026 and going back over every decade I've been alive. And I have come to the conclusion that the 90s was the best decade. And I'd like to see your opinions on that, pros or cons. I just thought, and we were just freer like, in every way. It was pre 9/11. Like there was just less cynicism. I mean, there was cynicism, but I just
It was
not
the right
everything
kind.
was-
It was like breaking balls cynicism. Like everybody could break some balls and it would be okay. Like you could joke around with each other and not like actually hurt each other's feelings because we all knew it was like we like each other and it's okay if we break each other's balls sometimes, right?
Sure. And also, I mean, I think, and politically, we weren't even remotely as close to as divided as we are now. I mean, I fucking hated Bush. And I remember being really sad about his election, but I didn't hate
but that wasn't
Bush
the
voters.
90s. That was 2000.
2000, right at 2000, right?
Yeah.
A lot of good movies in the 90s, man. Tons. But also, like, I don't know if that's like has to do with age, like just the age we were in the 90s just allowed for us to be able to access so much more, I mean, that was still pre-cell phone, right? Like, or hey, I gotta wait like 6 months for a movie to come out on video so I can rent it from Planet Video or Blockbuster. Like,
Your days, man.
yeah,
Those were
Which-
good times. Those were good times, man. You'd go
Yeah.
out, you'd wander through the aisles with maybe a girlfriend, like figure out what 2 movies you're going to rent that night.
No doubt. But at
So
the same
fun.
time, when I'm like, dude, oh man, we had to be so fucking patient, like, and waiting for things, and like, oh, I sent away for things 6 to 8 weeks later. I'm waiting by the mailbox for 6 to 8 weeks. And like, we did do that. And it's like, we had to do that. But if we had to do that again, I would be like, what the fuck is going on? Like at this point, it would drive me like absolutely crazy. Like a load time that I've reduced, but now my computer seems slow to me, even though it loads super fast to anybody else by comparison. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah,
Did I lose it?
it's for me, I think the greatest part, and this is only in retrospect, that you can look back and go, this was really awesome, is it was that sweet spot of technology where we could do the internet, but the internet didn't do us.
Yeah.
It was almost a more altruistic kind of thing. We weren't beholden to it. We didn't worship it. We used it, I think, in the way that it was supposed to be used. And we didn't have smartphones for a lot of the 90s, right?
Mhm.
Or any.
A
A
lot
lot
of
of the
90s.
2000s, man. Like,
Yeah,
those
right?
came in
So-
like near the end of that.
So we didn't have smartphones. The internet didn't own us. There were no such things as algorithms. And if there were, they were really, really sort of young and just forming. But that for me is the best part of the 90s.
And I remember I remember getting my first home computer in like 99. I think. Like I didn't have a computer until like 99. And then I remember being up in my if you remember this, I had my second bedroom, we went eggplant purple. It was so dark purple. It was not a good choice for such a small room. It was just it was, but I loved it. Anyways, I remember being up there and being like Shazam. Ooh, I'd be downloading free stuff. Oh my God. And then I think I killed that computer in like 3 months. It was just riddled with viruses after a while. Cause I was like, oh my God, free entertainment. Terrible. I'm admitting to piracy, but yeah, I mean, but it was like a fun thing at the end of the night. I'd go up and look at my computer, and that was like the screen time that I had for the day. Maybe I'd watch some like Oz on HBO or something. I don't remember the shows I was into at that time. I loved Oz. Oh, I loved Oz.
Hell
Oz
yeah.
was great.
Fucking
It was fucking great. Adebisi, one of my favorite, man.
Yeah.
I need the tits. Give me the tits.
J.K. Simmons was
J.K.
in
Simmons,
Oz.
dude.
Yeah.
Arian, like
Yeah.
Schillinger, man.
Yeah. He was
Every
amazing.
time I see him, honestly, that's the first thing that I really
terrifying
remember
on
him
that show.
from. So
He
he's
was
always
terrifying.
been Schillinger to me. Yeah.
Never
Dude.
saw it.
You
That's
never
a
saw
great show.
Oz, Bill?
No,
Like,
never seen
I
it.
don't think it holds up. I don't know if it holds up. There's a lot of guy on guy stuff, Bill. So right up your alley, buddy. But it was forced. So even
Do I
more
need to
up
have a
your alley.
Shazam account to watch it? Or?
You need a Shazam account or LimeWire.
Dude, I got
Or
them
LimeWire.
all on DVD, not 2 feet from me, right over
I
there.
guess it's
You have
more
a
up Matt's
DVD
alley.
collection of it.
Yeah, I got them before, everything was streaming. And honestly, I'm glad because if I don't have HBO Max, guess what? I can watch all of Oz anyway.
Hmm.
Thank you.
I mean, I think we're glorifying the 90s, I think, because of our age, though.
That's
Right.
what I wanted.
I
to
mean,
Again,
I wanted
It was
pushback
our
to
sweet
see.
spot. It was my 20. It was our
That's what I'm
20s.
yeah, that's what yeah, exactly. Like, we could go to the bars, we could access to everything, right? And again, that was pre 9/11. Flying was a lot easier.
Yeah, and it was great if you weren't Rwandan. I mean, there was
yeah.
there was the Rwandan genocide. There were lots of other things too. There was the war on drugs. Heroin chic was big back then as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
AIDS.
AIDS. Yeah. That was sort of the peak of that epidemic.
Yeah, but
There
I
was
mean-
trials and tribulations, 100%.
That's
yeah,
every
there was.
decade, though.
There was a lot of gang violence. Like I remember,
Oh.
my junior, senior year of high school.
Well, hell yeah.
Like, not necessarily my high school, but like that age group. Where, yeah, definitely your high school, Eric.
Dude.
You didn't know if you looked at somebody the wrong way, you were going to get hit in the back of the head with a lock. Like, so yeah, there was different things that we had to go through, but I'm just trying to think of a different 10-year span that is superior of ones that I lived.
I mean,
I'm sure people
End of the 90s was Columbine too, right? That was
Right.
like the first like big school shooting.
Yep, and 10,000 school shootings since then, and
90s was better in that respect.
yeah, for sure, sure.
Oklahoma City also happened
Oklahoma
in the 90s.
City bomber,
Yeah.
for
So,
sure.
so domestic terrorism really kind of reared its ugly head in the 90s as well.
Dahmer was alive and well early in the 90s, stalking kids at my school.
Quantum Leap was still on.
If you were in Milwaukee, Cryptosporidium, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Cryptosporidium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
didn't that
for-
in turn make our water the cleanest, some of the cleanest drinking water in the nation?
Yeah,
because
we
went through
now
crypto,
treat
right?
it with ultraviolet light to kill stuff.
You know this,
so
Dylan.
yes, that little hiccup did result as they should, instead of resulted in people going bleh, it resulted in people actually working to make it better, and it did. We have one of the reasons we have some of the cleanest water in the United States in Milwaukee as well. A, Lake Michigan, but also B, because Cryptosporidium forced us to do it. Yeah.
And for you viewers that aren't familiar with Cryptosporidium, it's kind of like the celery diarrhea outbreak we have right now, except
The lettuce
for
celery diarrhea. Yeah.
it just
It was
shut
awful.
down an entire city and
was
killed
awful.
almost 200 people.
I got
We were
it.
boiling water for a month.
Yeah.
What's that?
We were boiling water for like a month.
For sure.
Ice and coolers and shit. Like, I remember. Oh,
But
What'd
and
you
we
say?
also had to put up with things like the movie Reality Bites. That was hard. I don't think anybody should have to live through that.
And the
Good
good
fashion.
soundtrack. Who had a
Great
good
soundtrack.
soundtrack?
Great soundtrack. The
But that
fashion
was-
back then.
That was really indicative of this sort of, we've got it really good, but we're like angry anyway, because there was no perspective. I mean, obviously they couldn't see into the future and go, yeah, we can be jerks, but let's buy a house. So, they didn't have that foresight. But yeah, that was just one of those kind of things. In fact, the guy who did buy a house, Ben Stiller in that movie, he turned out to be the hero. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of feel like Ben. I really like that character. But yeah, it was just that kind of, and I think grunge was sort of born from that as well. I mean, it wasn't so much protesting some inequity. It was kind of just, singing about some kid named Jeremy.
Well, grunge was a
That's
pushback
school
on,
shooting as well.
on all the pop culture and bubblegum, like country and hair metal and all that. So that was that pushback. But I agree, it was what did Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue call it? Brown music for beige people, or something like that.
That's great.
That's what he called grunge.
Dave
Yeah.
Matthews Band was the 90s. Like, I don't think Dave Matthews Band is a good representation of some 90s music.
And
too.
one of Dylan's favorites, B&L.
I love Bare Naked Ladies.
I know you
still
did.
do.
I know you did. You fucking loved them.
Yeah.
I think they were fine.
Yeah, I think, I think they just got better. I mean, they really hit their stride in the early 2000s, but 97, 98, 99 is when, they were sort of feeling themselves. But yeah,
ska had its
I
place.
think
in
I
the
agree with
90s.
Eric is that we romanticize it because we were there and our memories of our lives, and we lived very parallel lives, I think, all four of us.
Fuck.
So I think we can sort of share that same feeling about the nostalgia. But I think it was most decades, it was a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And we also I remember video games for me started all over again with the 64 and GoldenEye. And I remember going to Blockbuster and renting a 64 and GoldenEye. And I think I was living in not Yankee Harbor, Juneau Village, Juneau Hill, Juneau something Towers, whatever. It was an overpriced high-rise apartment that I lived in with Sarah for a little bit. And I remembered, we would have 4 a.m., 5 a.m. nights Like you guys would come over and we would just be sitting around my very small TV. It was not a big TV back then. And we would be up till fucking 5 a.m. playing GoldenEye. And I couldn't get enough of it. I could not get enough. Slaps only.
I remember somebody made a thing with mirrors that you could put over a television screen, so everybody could be sitting on each flat side of the square, and it separated the screens so nobody could peek. It was such a thing, right?
That's fun, man. That's
saw
smart.
where I spawned. You knew I was there. Once you knew the levels, it was hard not to look. You wouldn't try to look, but if
you'd
it's
see
all
somebody
blue
running up
tile,
behind you, yeah,
I know where you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right behind me going like this.
And no odd job. Can't
No
pick
odd job.
Yeah, GoldenEye was the beginning of the end of video games for me, unfortunately, because I was just terrible at it. I was just terrible at it.
You were so good. That's where
that was also the age
floor
of
came from.
Tekken.
Puppies on a hardwood floor was Tekken.
Puppies on a hardwood floor.
I thought that was Tekken.
Yeah, it was definitely that era. I'm not sure if it was GoldenEye, but yeah,
Yeah.
Tekken was another one. That was,
That's
we
a
played
button
lot of
masher if
Tekken.
you don't
We
know
did.
what you're doing.
Very late at night.
Very,
Very sweaty. Very sweaty late at night. Nights playing Tekken. Where I was like, are the birds chirping? Great call, guys. This is a wonderful idea.
But then there was,
And then
there
we
was
get
also, there was
What's that?
Lilith Fair. That happened in the 90s, right?
Yep. Lilith
I
Fairy.
think so.
Lollapalooza.
There was, Toad the Wet Sprocket. Come on.
Crash Test Dummies.
Crash Test Dummies. Their album was great. They had two.
was it? I only know the one song.
I own the whole
Lost
album.
Cause?
I also
Did
bought
you
the
see
whole
Lost Cause?
Proclaimers album as well.
Oh,
Cake.
God.
Well, they
Cake.
got pretty big
Come on,
after
give me
that
some
movie.
cake love.
I love
Yes.
Cake. I went to go see them in concert a couple times. They put on a good show.
I agree that
Also, Mr. Show, Dylan. Sorry. Also, the
Kids in the Hall.
well, sure. But when I saw Mr. Show, I was like, the comedy, they reinvented comedy for me. I was like, they can do no wrong. I remember also us losing our shit when we first started watching Family Guy, but I think that might have been in 2000.
That's another show I've never seen.
Mr. Show?
Yeah, no, you guys did all the bits in the van, so they were ruined. I knew the punchline.
We did. Do
Every
a lot
time
of
they do
those
Mr. Show came out, you two would just hop on a hot leg and well,
Dylan and I
watch
couldn't
that.
get enough. We
No.
could not get enough. Yeah. It's the best.
That is accurate. You could not.
And Tenacious D came out, and yeah.
So there were a lot of there were a lot
Solid
of
comedy
great,
years.
amazing things about the 90s too. But there was the downside. That was pretty much the Bill Clinton decade, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ultimately it fucked the middle class, but through NAFTA and all that. But I just think living through it, I really am. I'm trying to take stock of what's going on now, what happened in the 2010s, what happened to the 2000s. 2000s was just consumed after 9/11 with the ramping up of all of the surveillance states, and then the 80s. I guess maybe you can make an argument for the 80s. The 70s was just all civil unrest. We had 1,000 domestic bombings from 1968 to 1978 or something like that, a crazy number. So that's why I was just thinking about, I didn't know what you guys, I know all the good art and music and stuff that came out of the 90s, but just as general, I'm trying to think of a better living decade. So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who you are, right? For a car salesman who happened to be, white and own a home in Levittown, being, the 50s were probably pretty sweet, So it kind of really depends on the angle that you're looking at it from.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There is something to be said though too for all information is just instant now, and it was very different in the 90s. You had to wait for the paper to come out or hear it on the
Read
radio.
the paper or go to the library.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to find out information on something, you had to go to the library or know somebody smart, which I had Dylan. I used Dylan as my personal library a lot of the time and be like, what is this, Dylan? Is this true? Like, and I'd believe him. He could lie right to my face and be like, yep, that's also a continent. Thanks, man.
Like encyclopedias were actually still relevant, like run over to the bookshelf and like fucking.
Well, that's kind of like dovetails into that other top of the, like, what tech from the 90s is obsolete now that we use constantly. And like encyclopedias. Who owns an encyclopedia anymore? But
My
like,
Palm Pilot all the time, man. My Palm Pilot, I love it. My stylus, pull that shit out. I was really excited to get a Palm Pilot. I remember. I was like, ooh, I feel like I'm part of the future. And I would write it in and then it would type it out. I was like, oh my God. This is saving me so much time.
Discman, like those, like were just, I remember when I got a Walkman, like, and I could like fucking listen to tapes on the bus and like field trips and all. I was just like, I can listen to music anytime, riding my bike. Like it was so dope to have a Walkman, dude. Now it's like, dude, I'll hear people playing their music on their phone while they're fucking grocery shopping now. I'm like, turn it down. Get off our lawn.
do you guys still have any tapes and CDs? Did you save them all or did you throw them away?
Got it.
I do. I still have some cassettes. And I have some CDs, tons of CDs in like my little sleeves, like my car sleeves. And I have a lot of DVDs. That's about it.
Yeah, I've got CDs forever. Yeah, really, and a lot of DVDs as well. That they're just under the television waiting to be reborn.
Yep.
They don't.
And VHS play. I have VHS tapes too of like old footage of my early acting career, or like what am I gonna convert this to? I don't know how to convert this. Also, I found a VHS DVD player out on the street one day, and I was like, yes, I think I might have talked about this. I brought it home. I was so pumped about it, and yeah, of course that motherfucker didn't work.
There's an 8-hour Ron Jeremy compilation porno tape in there.
Oh,
just yanking it to the hedgehog.
I never understood that. Like, I don't care how big your hog is, dude. That was a disgusting looking man.
Yeah. Well, it turns out he was a disgusting man too.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
I think though, like, I forgot what it wasn't a defense of Ron Jeremy. Don't worry, I was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like now they don't really want you to own anything anymore. Like,
no,
like you own the movie when you buy the movie. Like you can watch the movie when you want, but now they don't want you to. Like people that bought shit. I think I might even.
They want you to be beholden to the subscription.
Right.
In order to access it. Same thing with like iTunes. I went crazy for a while there and bought so much fucking music on iTunes. And one day it just updated and I was like, where's my library? And also, where is my music that I burned to my computer? Like I had a bunch of stuff that I ripped and then had in my library, and that just all of it disappeared because I didn't buy it off of the iTunes store. And then the stuff that I bought off the iTunes store is also gone. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's garbage. They changed it from the iTunes is now like Apple Music or something. And when they did that, it was like, and like PlayStation, people that bought movies on their PlayStation, when PlayStation lost the rights to those movies, they're gone. So you owned them until like that time you hooked up to the internet, updated, and now all those movies, those Paramount or Warner Brothers movies are gone.
Yeah, they don't want you to own anything. They've been going towards that forever. I mean, subscription-based everything. There's cars now that you have to have a subscription to. You can buy your car, but you still have to have a subscription for your heated seats to work. Okay.
What the fuck?
Guess I'm not buying that.
They used to sell you, I mean, when you would buy a hard copy of something, you owned a stake in the art. It was you were a stakeholder.
Yep.
Right. And
I knew like a portion of it was like going to the artist, or at least I felt like a portion of that was going to that artist. At least like Alanis Morissette, fucking, you can feel any way you want to about her music, but that woman was a smart fucking businesswoman. She was like, I want $1. I want $1 for every CD. I want $1 for every CD sold. And she sold 10 million or
She
100
went
million
like
or something.
21 times platinum. So that's 21 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
All in her pocket.
Yeah.
And that is like unprecedented and doesn't happen anymore. It's like, how much does it
That's
cost?
why that hand was in that pocket, I guess.
Isn't that
Sorry,
ironic?
D, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, you're absolutely right. And now we can't, even if you were part of 21 million, you were part of 21 million. You owned a real piece of that 21 million, and which is better than nothing, which is what you own now. And that was really nice about that time too. And that's starting to come around. That's starting to come back around. I think younger generations are starting to go, hey, wait, they used to just have it, and you now decide whether we can. So that's a vestige of the 90s that I think is coming back.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I do like Spotify, like being able to access any song
Sure,
I want
sure.
at any time. That's
Sure.
great. But there is something different in like owning an album
Yes.
than just having a song.
Yeah.
So
And I also, I was like called out a couple times. They're like, "Hey, send me your Spotify list." I was like, I don't have Spotify." They're like, "What do you have?" And I was like, Pandora?
YouTube?
Like
Everything's on
Pandora's
YouTube,
not
too.
that old, but like
Like-
apparently I was like a fucking dinosaur to be like, I'm still rocking Pandora.
What do you have?
$4.99 a
Napster?
month. What's that?
I have Napster.
I have Napster. Yeah.
check me out on my Friendster page. Yeah. Well, that was good. I'm glad. Thank you guys for talking about that with me, because I was really concerned. I was not concerned. I was curious to what you thought about the different decades. And I'd like if anybody that would like to tell me about what you liked about the 90s.
Yeah. What was your favorite decade? It's, and if it was it your 20s? That's also, I'd love to know. If like my favorite decade was this decade, were you also in your 20s and then?
Oh, I thought you meant the 1920s. I'm like, I don't think they're going to be commenting.
Maybe through a seance.
I'm too busy doing the Charleston.
I was born after the Great War.
You can't drink out of that fountain.
There hasn't been
All
a
right.
good hat since the skimmer.
Sorry, the old people were racist. All right,
Yeah, that's the title of this episode.
old people
Old
were
people are racist.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, bringing us to our sponsor for this episode, I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Matthew Garnis. We got that copy. Today's sponsor of this episode works out really well because today's sponsor is Atari. Atari's still around, but that is our sponsor for today. Matt, if you want to go ahead and read that copy, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. So we know you need all those buttons. You need so many buttons. You need multiple sticks and buttons. You need to use all your fingers to play your games. There was a time, and now there's a chance to bring that time right back to now. It'll be now time, present time, where you get one stick with one button on top, one button on the side. We replaced the suction cups because they don't last. They also don't stick to anything. We replaced it with a really, really heavy weight. I'm not going to tell you the metal. Let's just say it's not in your pipes anymore, and don't lick it. All right? Plug in, play again, get back to where you've been. Atari.
Wow. Tired of your circles being round?
You like 8 pixels? The hell you don't.
I played Combat at my cousin's house. My cousins were the rich ones, and they lived in Elkhart, Indiana. And I think it was 1980, they got the Atari 2600, and we played Combat for hours. Yeah, just constantly.
Dude, fucking Pitfall, man. I just loved that game. I loved Pitfall. Like, just did it.
The sound? Can you do that? Can you do the music, Matt?
No. Do it.
Okay. No, I don't have it. But
Was that the theme to Frasier?
That was kind of sad theme of phrase. Chips on a china. No, that was Mr. Belvedere.
And that sounded more like Oz, the saxophone in Oz, honestly. Or the trumpet.
Well, that's no. Eric's is a little more upbeat than Oz. I don't know.
I mean, it had an upbeat theme song. Yeah, there it is.
That's it. Let's get to. Never mind. All right. Never mind.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into this episode of the Gen X-Men. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Please comment on any of the things that we talked about. Matt is straight edge. That's Matt Garnis, Eric Price, and Dylan Bowl, and we will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.